It's snack time. I'm your host, Marno, and joining us today is my friend Tana, who is sharing her snack, jalapeño kettle chips. Hi, Tana. How are you?
Jalapeno.
Stop.
I had to.
How are you doing, jalapeno lady?
I'm entranced by the green of the wrapper on these jalapeno chips that have been sitting on my counter for a week now.
Oh my god. Okay, so snackers, we have to tell you some backstory. We were supposed to record literally a week ago, like same time, but Tana's computer was on the fritz. And so we were just like, let's reschedule. So now she's back and she's got a new computer.
Fresh MacBook Air.
Fresh MacBook Air to be paired with a fresh bag of Kettle brand jalapeno chips. Okay, I'm cheating today. I guess it's better to have the snack than no snack at all, which is a lot of the episodes these days because I keep like recording when it's like not a prime time for a snack. But we are today, and I went to the store last week when we were supposed to record to get the Kettle brand jalapeno potato chips, but there was a sale. And for those of you guys that know me, like, if there's a sale and I have multiple options, I'm most likely going to go with the sale items. So I actually have Lay's brand kettle cooked jalapeno flavored chips, but I've had both in the past before, and I do think the Kettle brand is slightly superior because I think that they just have the kettle flavor, that like slightly sweet. Also, their kettle chips tend to have more like brown chips, which I feel like is just like higher quality. Um like Lay's just tries to be so perfect, which I can also really appreciate, but Kettle is like rustic, you know? So anyway, I don't have the actual brand that Tana wants to talk about, but I have in the past eaten that exact chip. So I think I can speak to it and also have fun eating these chips because they're so freaking good. So anyway, ramble over. Tana, before we even start really digging into these chips, we gotta know it's snack time. For the snackers that have not listened to your previous episode, what was your snack? Oh, Triscuits. The
Like, yeah.
balsamic. Oh my god, those balsamic Triscuits were so good. My parents still are like obsessed.
Yeah.
We've like repurchased them so many times since that episode.
They're a very suburban, like charcuterie board staple.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they
They're for the folks that like are trying to, looking a little nicer, have a lot of flavors, but
yeah. I mean, it's still a simple cracker, but it has that extra flavor, so it's so good.
yeah.
Anyway, we're not talking about that. Snackers, if you want to hear us talk about the balsamic vinegar, what is it? Basil and balsamic vinegar?
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah. Triscuits, then you got to go listen to that episode. But if you have not listened to that episode yet and you don't know the most important question here at Snack Time, like what Tana's answer is, Tana, you got to tell us. Are you a salty or sweet snacker?
It's funny you say this because I think my answer last time was salty,
Uh-huh.
I prioritize salty snacks
Mm-hmm.
because usually at this time on my day off, at least I'll have like a beer or like a cold brew. Like my 4 o'clock cold brew is like my go-to snack beverage. So
Uh-huh.
like something salty, but
So you're a late afternoon caffeine
oh yeah.
drinker.
I actually went on a bike ride to get a cold brew today, but there's just a lot of people, and I was on a bike, and I'm like, oh, just like, it's too much. So I came home and had a beer instead, and now I'm craving something salty,
Mm.
but I do have a chocolate chip cookie sitting next to me just in
Oh.
case I have a sweet craving
I mean,
as well.
sometimes you got to balance it out. I mean, in the last episode with Kevin that just actually came out today, we're recording this on March 9th. Oh my god, it's 4:20. How how appropriate for a
Oh,
snack time.
the time. It's 5:20 over here, bruh.
Brah.
In
Yeah,
Denver.
Tana's in Denver, Colorado.
Yeah. No, but
Anyway,
I'm
what the frick was I
I'm salty. Salty girl.
salty, salty. Oh, last episode was with Kevin, and his snack was sweet, but he's done salty in the past. And like we talked a lot about how like we just love the balance. So it's like if you have
Yeah.
salty, you're probably gonna then have sweet, or vice versa. Or you have something that has a little bit of both, and it's just like perfection, which I think that's one of the reasons why I really love Kettle chips, because it has a slightly like sweet
Sure.
leaning flavor because of like the Kettle flavor, like, you know, Kettle corn.
Yeah. I didn't
But
think
yeah,
about that.
but these are like such a top tier salty snack. So like why specifically, I mean, we have a lot of specifics in this episode, right? We have the Kettle brand first of all, or you could even say Kettle style chip, but then we also have a jalapeno flavor. So like what is it about all those elements that that made you pick it as your snack today?
Now that I'm racking my brain, I can't really remember the first time I had them, slash like pick them out at the store. I'm
Mhm.
really not like a potato chip. I used to not be a potato chip person. I think when I moved to Napa, I worked at a winery for like a hot second, and we'd always have to bring our lunch because we're kind of in the middle of nowhere and you're working out in the sun, you're freaking exhausted. So, like, lunch, you take an hour and you feast.
Mhm.
So, I think I remember, like, I don't know how they even ended up at my house, or like I ended up taking them for a snack or whatever, but slowly but surely they just became my ultimate snack at lunchtime.
Mhm. I mean, a potato
So,
chip at lunch, like with a sandwich or something,
yeah.
it's so satisfying.
Like when I go to Whole Foods, I'm like, I don't mean to be a creature of habit because I really try to be as adventurous as possible. But like, if I know I'm starving and I know I need to go get something and I know exactly what I want, I just go for these kettle chips. The jalapeno it has to be. I do like their smoked mozzarella pasta salad that is literally
Mm.
just chunks of mozzarella soaked in mayonnaise. It's no
Wow.
culinary like
That sounds bomb
fabulous
though.
meal or anything, but that and the caprese sandwich that
Mhm.
I'll probably make by myself. This is like
So
my go-to. Like
that sounds so
mid-pandemic,
good.
that meal pretty much kept me, I don't know, happy and sane for like a good 2 weeks. Like I have
2
one and then
weeks. Yeah.
I go to the store, 2 weeks later, because that's what we were supposed to do. And
Yeah.
then I get the ingredients and then I make that meal.
So true.
So my dream now, I was thinking about this. It's just like we're a year into this pandemic. I'm freaking tired. I think we're all exhausted.
Mhm.
And I drive a lot for my job and just in life. It's just I live in a big city, so you kind of drive and you're just always finding parking. All I want to do, like a year from now, I just want to go on a road trip where I don't have to drive. I want to sit in the passenger seat. I want to read my Cosmo magazine, and I want to eat these Kettle jalapeno chips with my feet up on the dashboard. And I want to drink my cold brew coffee at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This is what I want. I'm manifesting it. I don't know who's going to be driving, but TBD. But as long as, yeah, I have these chips with my feet up on the dashboard, I think I'll be okay.
I mean, that sounds like perfection, but also like so interesting. So your like choosing of this chip isn't necessarily like, oh, I'm going for a kettle chip, which flavor of the ones given, or I want a jalapeno chip, which type. You're really like, it's this specific kettle jalapeno is what you like really latched onto, which is interesting because, as you said, you're not a big potato chip person. So, for this very specific flavor that, like, not every brand I don't think has, I mean, I guess jalapeno is getting more popular as a flavor, which I want to like kind of delve into a little later. Um, but it's not like, I don't know, a sour cream and onion or a
I don't think I've ever
barbecue.
had I think I had
So
barbecue once just because it was like a 2-for-1 sale, and I was like, I
yeah.
should probably broaden my horizons.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about spice too in the middle of the day. It kind of like cleanses your palate.
Oh yeah. I mean, I feel like
You know, it's like
spice,
why we have like wasabi with sushi, right? It like
yeah.
prepares you for the next roll of sushi or whatever.
Well, and just spice in general, I feel like is really cleansing. Like it literally makes you sweat and like purges stuff from your body, which I think, okay, so I have like a history of jalapeno article here, and I think they do talk about like the health benefits of jalapenos and peppers, so that'll be fun to find out a little bit more of. But I feel like it's literally cleansing.
Yeah,
Like sweating is good.
I want to. I'm sweating already because I'm like excited to eat these.
I was just gonna say, let's like not wait any longer.
I'm like hungry for a actual dinner, but
Yeah,
I
it's
know
like
these
dinner
will.
time where you are.
Oh, I have no schedule. I
Okay,
am
I'm gonna have one of
truly.
these chips.
It's so sad that they don't make like a bachelorette life. It's always like the bachelor pad. It's like, no, dude, this is a bachelorette pad. There's
Okay,
I don't want to be
get
like
your freaking chips.
Oh, nice.
I want to eat
Here,
them,
I'll
but I'm gonna wait for you. Okay, we're gonna do a crunch. Ooh, she's opening up a fresh bag. How exciting.
Okay.
Ready? Wow, that's a big one. You do have a big mouth. Snackers, I have never seen Tana. She has a famously large mouth, which,
It's shaped like a taco, so I'm gonna eat it like a taco.
yeah, it's perfect for giant chips and also to smile, a beautiful, radiant smile.
Okay, let's do it.
She's like, shut up and eat the fucking chip. Okay. Wow.
Oh my god.
Explosion of flavor.
There's just nothing wrong with this.
I'm having another one.
You really can't eat these with other people. Because
Why?
they're just, your hands get dusty. That is the one side or negative to them.
It's nothing
just leave a
compared to
lot-
like,
They leave a lot of evidence.
okay, but it's nothing compared to like a Cheeto.
Yeah. We are way beyond Cheetos right now. This is like a top tier potato chip.
Oh, 100%.
Like, aside from anything dipped in truffle oil at like some Michelin star restaurant, I feel like these are the most accessibly best tasting potato chips on the market.
I mean, the jalapeno flavor.
These ones are kind of mild, even though I got hot. I don't know if they're different when they go to Target slash Sprouts slash Whole Foods. Like, I don't know if different stores get different batches, you know?
That'd be interesting to look into.
I'm sure we've had way too much time on our hands this year for me to even think that there's any thought that goes into who gets what.
Well, I mean, I think
How well they did. I want to know how well they did like during the pandemic, because usually this is the kind of snack you get with a sandwich, and usually sandwiches go with like going out to lunch for work.
okay. I think still a lot of people were buying sandwiches though.
These have like a Pringle consistency, which I appreciate.
What do you mean, like the density of them?
Yeah, density. Good word.
Yeah, because Kettle has that extra toughness to it. I think they're a little bit harder than a Pringle, because Pringles, because they're not actual like slices of potato, they are denser, but they crumble pretty easily because it's just like potato.
What are Pringles?
You know, Pringles are like potatoes like mushed up and then formed into the Pringle shape. They're not like actual slices of potato. When was the last time you had a Pringle? Tana's face right now is like in shock.
A year ago.
Okay.
I'm
You
gonna
thought
tell
that
you
it
this
was actually a
thing.
slice of potato that was that shape that fits
Whoa.
perfectly in a
Okay, I
tube.
maybe didn't think that. I just did.
Yeah, it's
I
like
don't know.
potato product.
I haven't thought about it.
Also, big warning that I've like learned the lesson of too many times, especially on road trips. Because Pringles seem like the perfect road trip snack, right? Because they're in a tube, they can't get crushed. It's like an easy chip. They don't really make your hands very messy. But the oil that they use in Pringles, it will
Oh,
it will
it's a gas
mess
monster.
you up.
You could probably put it in your car. Is that what you're saying?
Possibly. But yeah, don't eat too many Pringles. Definitely
Or do,
limit.
and just share them equally throughout everybody.
Well,
So you
yeah,
all,
I
yeah.
mean, I just mean like one person should not eat a whole can of Pringles, or like I don't think I ever ate a whole one, but like even half of a can is too much. Whereas like I could see myself just like mindlessly
These are
downing.
dusty.
Is
Oh.
it the
Well,
flavoring?
it's funny you say that. Speaking of Pringles, because I feel like it's been a year since I've had them. In Italy, they had them, and
Oh
the
yeah.
guy
Oh my god.
living at the like was obsessed with the
Mhm.
paprika flavored ones.
Europe has yummy chip flavors.
Yeah. And then I came here and I came back home and I was like, oh, I'll try to find the paprika ones so we could
No.
have like a, Zoom
Mhm.
paprika date. And I was so funny because he said that, and I'm like, dude, you haven't tried these jalapeno. But like I knew that that was the exact thing he would have liked, but I
Mhm.
do think like, different countries experience spice differently.
Oh yeah.
So like Europe doesn't have a lot of jalapenos, but like um Central America, South America, like the weather's just different, so they can grow a different type of vegetable slash
Mhm.
pepper. So yeah.
So for
Man,
you,
I don't want to drink. I don't want to eat this while we're talking because it's gonna crunch and ruin the sound. But
well,
they're so addicting.
no, they're so good. And when I start reading the like articles, I mean, I can completely mute your sound in editing. So when I'm reading, crunch, crunch away. You know what I'm saying? But before
Yeah.
I do want to get into the history of jalapenos because I think it's going to really like tie into what you were saying about like different countries and stuff. But for you specifically, like, because there are so many different types of spice flavors, where is like, how am I wording this? Is jalapeno in like your top three like spice flavors? Is it like one
Like
of your
every
faves?
favorite, or is it the spiciest?
No, not like in terms of like how spicy you think they are, but like for your palate specifically, like is jalapeno like your number one spice flavor, or do you
Huh.
prefer like a Thai chili, or there's so many different types
Hmm.
of peppers and spice.
Yeah. I've been pretty blessed to live in like various cities and work in like the restaurant industry where so many people like that worked in the back of house would actually like get a lot of peppers from their family members or from their own like garden, and they grow these peppers that literally are never available on the like in the Sprouts or the Whole Foods or whatever. So I've been pretty blessed to like experience the big wide world of pepper.
Yeah. Wait, so what are your faves?
Jalapeno I feel like just gives that spice without ruining flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Just like cayenne pepper, I feel like cayenne pepper just adds heat and it has very little flavor.
Mm-hmm.
Jalapeno, I feel like is a little bit smokier, so it can actually like add. Some people think bell peppers are spicy, and I'm like, in what world, bro? You gotta get out for.
Bell peppers are just like, I just see them as like a vegetable. Like there's no spice, but it's just like a
Yeah.
crunch. It's just another vegetable.
I really like Anaheim. So like a Chilean dish that my ex-boyfriend of mine used to make. You take jalapenos, like Anaheim peppers, I guess they're called here, like the light highlighter green ones,
Yeah.
and poblanos. You chop them up, and then you just add a ton of lime juice, lemon juice, salt, and pepper, and you just let it marinate for a couple of hours. Oh my
Mm-hmm.
God, it's the weirdest thing. I don't even
Yum.
understand how you eat it. Sometimes you could eat it with a fork or like just eat it with chips. It's
Mm-hmm. I
so
would
good.
put it on like the side of a dish, like eat it with like I
Yeah,
don't
like
know,
with
like,
rice,
yeah, like
carne asada
meat
tacos
and
or
rice and
something.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds so
they're
good.
so tasty. I need to make that again.
Do it.
There's just so much, like, I understand people that want to travel the world and experience all these flavors and foods in other countries because I think America, like, I'm as patriotic and progressive as the next person, but just our food scene here is just, it's a combination of everything, but we really have no originality
Yeah, there's not like an American flavor.
ever. Yeah.
Hmm. Or I guess American as in like United States American because like
Yeah.
the Americas have, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
And that's interesting. Like, I thought you like spicy because you have so many allergies.
Well, I'm not allergic to anything spicy.
I know,
Oh,
but
I love all flavors.
I think if even if you were allergic to it, like, I'm just gonna rough it
Well,
out.
yeah, I mean, the only thing that's going to kill me is like a walnut or a pecan. So, yeah, I love spice. I'm not allergic to any kind of spice, I don't think.
So it's interesting that, like, I just always use the two countries or two examples of like Indian spice versus like Mexican spice. All right, let's just
Mhm.
like use those for lack of
Yeah.
better term, I guess, to confuse audiences. But yeah, there's just so much amazing spice out there. Like clove is an awesome baking spice. Like just baking spice versus pepper spice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, if you want to talk about
Great.
like spices versus like spicy spices or like peppers, it's just like, yeah,
It's a whole big world, and I feel bad for those that don't know if they like spicy food.
because they just haven't tried
I
it.
just
Yeah.
feel like they're missing out. I also feel like spicy food is the cure. Like, a lot of people say they have heartburn or they have a lot of stomach issues and they can't have spicy food. I'm like, dude, eat some spicy food and maybe you won't have these stomach issues. This is
Well,
nature's
some
way
people
of
really,
healing you.
some people it really does
And
upset them.
I come from a like very, I don't know, I don't know how to use the term. Everything I say now, I have to second guess to know that it's like politically correct slash I don't want to offend anyone, including myself.
Yeah. That's, I think, a healthy habit.
My father's just the kind of person that's like, no, you don't have an allergy. There's no such thing. I'm like, okay, you're right.
I'm like, my throat completely closes after eating.
I don't know what this rash. You're right. Probably just out of the blue.
Yeah.
It's nothing. The doctor is totally wrong. You're right. So that's kind of
Uh,
how I grew up. Also, just working in the restaurant industry, like if okay, for example, if I went to my shift in the morning and they made breakfast and I was like, oh, I can't do spicy, they'd be like, well, you're not eating.
yeah.
Sorry. Like, this is what's for breakfast. And so you kind of just learn to just eat what's on the table. And I feel like a lot of kids growing up, their parents listen to them when they say, oh, I don't like it. It's spicy. I don't like spice. So the parents are like, oh, it's okay. I'll make something else. It's like, no, just make the kids eat it. And eventually
Yeah.
they will understand or their body will be used to it.
Like, if it's not literally killing them because they have an allergy, like,
That's what I was trying to say. Michelle,
totally.
you get so much out of me. I feel like I'm not able to have these really like in-depth food slash psychological conversations about like my past and wow, just really really unloaded.
I mean, that's the power of food. Like, what have I really haven't said much. Well, with that, I feel like it's a good time to get into the history of jalapeno peppers. I am on the website fireandspice.com, home of Smoke and Dave's, who you can order smoked jalapenos, garlic, habanero. It's like a really cute little
I
business.
just forgot about
What?
habanero and poblano, ghost pepper. Ghost pepper used to be like such a
Yeah,
big thing.
so
Everyone's
many
like ghost
peppers.
pepper. Have you had one?
Oh my god, and like Carolina Reaper. Remember all those like super scary peppers that they were breeding like a few
Why?
years ago?
Why would I want to? test my
For
stomach. I already know I like it. Just baby steps.
because it makes them money on the internet. That's why. All right, we're going to get into this so you can have some of your chips because I know you really want to eat them.
I'm good. I'm going to save them for my dinner.
Oh, perfect.
I know. Like, I'm already good. I feel like if you give yourself 5 minutes, the craving like kind of subsides. They're really addicting when you just keep eating them because the spice, you feel like you contain the spice by just adding more to your mouth, but it's just a double-edged sword. So I feel like 5 minutes is enough time to be okay. So I'm okay. But it's taking everything.
Okay. Well, just in case you want to have like one or two little crunchers, I'm going to read the history of jalapeno peppers, which, according to this website, is one of the top 10 world's healthiest foods. A pepper primer. The chili peppers are often mislabeled as chile, but the spicy veggies that we all refer to as peppers all come from the same family, the nightshade family. Or as those in the trade call it, the Solanaceae family? I don't know how to pronounce that. It has a lot of vowels at the end of that word. Which also includes eggplant, white potatoes, tomatoes, and bell peppers. So they're all in the same family. Botanists call them berries, while horticulturalists call them fruits. The produce industry knows them as vegetables, but when they are dried, cooks call them a spice. To people all over the world, chilies are a food, a spice, and medicine. Bum, bum, bum. It's like what you were saying. The name pepper has taken on two meanings over the years, mostly due to good old Christopher Columbus. Story has it that while misdiscovering the New World, he also misdiscovered pepper. He was looking for the pepper that most of us have on our table next to the salt shaker. Unable to find Piper nigrum or the USA, he went back and told the Queen that his chilies were pepper, and he discovered America. And thus began all the confusion. Interesting. So it's his fault.
Another thing we can blame Christopher Columbus for.
Those in the know classify those spicy veggies that we call chili peppers under the botanical classification of Capsicum fruitescens. The word capsicum means that the pepper in question has a quantity of capsaicin in it. Capsaicin is the common name for the chemical component in chilies that produce the hot in peppers. Years ago, a man named Alexander Graham Scoville invented a method for rating the heat of peppers and, of course, named the rating scale after himself. So I've seen the Scoville scale like mentioned on like certain bottles of hot sauce and wings and stuff. I feel like they use that scale a lot. Capsaicin is an extremely powerful alkaloid. It is most commonly thought to be found in the seeds of peppers. While this is kind of correct, it's not the whole truth and nothing but the truth. The rest of the story is that it is most plentiful in the white ribs and seed coatings. So, if you want to make a jalapeno less hot, simply scrape the seeds and stuff out. The same can be done with all peppers. This doesn't necessarily mean that your habanero is now mild, though. Although peppers have many beneficial attributes, they still deserve a bit of respect. Here's a little story of my first really bad pepper experience. Okay, so this is coming from Smokin' Dave, who sells peppers, so this better be a good story if he's going to share it here on his website. The first quantity I brought home to have the family prepare nearly caused an end to this pursuit, as well as other things. Some peppers give off fumes similar to onions, but the fumes, while a bit bothersome, are just the beginning. The next problem will be the sensitive skin issue. Not only will your hands tingle a bit, but the capsaicin will soak into the skin. Somehow, the juices will permeate the gloves you are handling the jalapenos with. Then, after you are through, you will thoroughly wash your hands. Then, you will call Grandmom and ask for something to take the tingling away. Suggestions include milk, butter, lime, or lemon juice. All seem to have their place. Beer only makes you think you feel better. After you've applied all of the suggested liniments and you think all is well, you rub your eyes. Big mistake. An even bigger mistake is rubbing both eyes while
What?
driving. Oh no! Please don't try this alone. You have now been busy for a while, and now it is time to take care of the basic necessities. Careful where you touch. Those really sensitive areas can be just that. Maybe the term hot lover arose from a fling with a pepper preparer.
God,
That's it. That's the whole
this
thing.
guy needs to write like children's books. You're so little.
I
Yeah,
know. That was delightful.
it
Smoking
had
days
waves
makes
and
peppers.
crashes, and it's funny because I've never touched my body after touching a jalapeno, but I'm curious to know what that sensation is.
Well, I think it's like he's talking about if you're preparing like a lot of jalapenos, like in a dish, like on certain food shows, they sometimes wear like multiple pairs of gloves. And like, what was I watching? I don't remember what they were making, but they were making something. I think it was like a dry rub or something. So it was powdery. They put on goggles
Oh, for sure.
because the powder of the pepper, the power of the pepper, the power of the powder of the pepper would like burn your eyeballs.
This is a funny story, but one time we were having a barbecue and we bought peppers that we thought were like poblanos, and but they were not. So I can't even remember the name of the pepper. I think it was just one of those seasonal things that came in. And we bought them thinking they're poblanos. We grilled them. They were super awesome. Like we laid them flat on this burger, and we're like, oh, it's gonna give this like beautiful crunch with everything. And like all of us were like a bite or two in, and we were all like freaking out in a way where we're like, something's wrong. This was like a 7-person barbecue like years ago.
Oh no. And everyone had a whole pepper.
We all had a whole pepper on our burger, thinking it was like the most mild of peppers. And I just like in unison, we all were just like, oh, and we all just like frantically start drinking whatever, trying to subside the heat. Oh, it was so funny. I will never forget
the pepper. Did the peppers have seeds in it and everything?
Yeah, but we did them like we prepared them like poblanos and just flattened them and put them on the bowl, and
yeah, I guess
rookie mistake. Oh, I don't think people trust me cooking now because I've made a lot of mistakes with peppers.
That's like, yeah, that's kind of scary, especially people that are like not expecting spice at all.
Like now we know that what too spicy is. I also made this mistake because we got Indian food. I dated this guy that was from Sri Lanka, so we went to this super authentic like Sri Lankan place where they do a lot of curry also, but it's not very creamy. It's not like a creamy sauce curry. It's like a spiced curry. And he's like, oh, it's fine. I do this all the time. Let's just get 10. Let's get like the spice level 10. It's fine.
Biased.
Oh my God. We like both were dying. Like I'm pretty chill. Like 7 is like my norm. I can pull it to an 8 if we have like, if I've been already drinking. And like, yeah, it's fine. Whole like the difference, it's like the Richter scale. The difference between an 8 and a 10 is not like 2, it's like 2,000.
Wait, so was he trying to like impress you, or he really like misgauged like how much spice he could even handle?
Yeah, I think he just thought that like he probably was trying to impress me, I'm assuming. But
then he ended up embarrassing himself, and then you couldn't even enjoy it.
Yeah, we
either.
both were like, that was so weird. I've dated some. I don't know why I'm like going down this rabbit hole of men I've dated and their association with peppers.
What food did you eat with which man? That's a book.
Yeah, it's a coffee table book to be sold at Urban Outfitters for like $35.
No, you're like. I feel like it could be like a memoir.
That's really sweet of you. I actually don't love to cook. I don't cook well. I put together things well. I'm really good at breakfast because breakfast is like anybody can make breakfast. You just have a drunk audience and it's awesome. Well, I feel like that's why things with spice really resonate with me because I feel like I'm getting a lot of flavor and I'm not putting a lot of effort into it.
Oh, totally.
I really just, you've gotten a lot out of me today. I'm answering some really deep, like that is it. That's the secret. Wow.
I mean, food connects all, including
Oh, backtrack.
these reviewers. Including these reviewers on Amazon that I want to read some of these reviews of.
I'm nervous.
Because I feel like people are going to have strong opinions.
Who orders their food off Amazon?
What was that?
Who orders their food off Amazon?
Oh, a lot of people.
Do that?
A lot. Yeah, Amazon sells a ton of food. Also, they are partnered with Whole Foods.
Okay, so maybe it's synced.
Oh, yeah, it totally is, I think. I mean, if you order from here...
I just can't imagine, like, ordering apples off Amazon.
You can order... I think you can order anything from a Whole Foods. Because it's like, that's Whole Foods delivery service. You just buy it through Amazon.
That's true. But I'm just picturing people buying like the, New York Times best-selling book along with their jalapeno chips. They're like, well, this would be good together.
I mean,
have you tried?
People probably have.
Ultimate pairing.
I mean, that's...
Oh, I have no doubt. Nothing would shock me anymore. After this year, 100%. You could buy your nail polish remover with your Kettle chips.
I mean, you can do that at the grocery store too. Yeah. What is something that you couldn't get at a grocery store that you could get on Amazon with your groceries?
Hummus? Has to be cold. Doesn't have to be, but
no, I said something that you can't get at a grocery store that you can get on Amazon.
Oh my god, everything.
Sure, like a pair of sweatpants. You can get a pair of sweatpants.
I've been wanting like a boxing bag. Punching bag.
Yeah. You could get all of that and a bag of apples and some Kettle cooked chips in one checkout.
That's probably what I'll do later tonight. Actually, I don't really, not that I don't believe in Amazon. I'm really trying hard to not
same.
Amazon, but I understand that folks need to use it because of the safety, and it's there for people that need it. I feel like I do my part and not use it.
Same. I'm trying to use it less too. But as far as reviews go...
You also the name of the reviewer because I just find those so hilarious.
Oh, yes. We're going to read everything. And because, like, as far as looking for reviews of a product go, I think Amazon is the #1 place to read reviews of, like, anything because you can buy anything from Amazon. So we are reading the reviews from the Kettle brand potato chips jalapeno flavor, which this listing does order from Whole Foods. So if you order from this listing, it'll like deliver it from the Whole Foods near you. Let's go down to the review.
If it has one where it reads like something weird was in the bag, don't read it because I don't want to know.
Okay. So
like the Chili's finger.
Like what?
Remember when Chili's? I remember when that lady found a finger in her chili at the Wendy's.
Yeah, but it ended up being fake.
Okay, then that's true. There's probably some fake ones in here.
Yeah. But yes, I will not read. I mean, so far I'm seeing... What?
I want the hidden gems.
Yeah. So far I'm seeing pretty positive reviews. They have... What is their overall rating?
Can I ask you?
4.7 out of 5 stars.
Holy
so 81%.
On the internet has that kind of rating.
Yeah. Like, these are some well-loved chips. 81% of people that rated, which there's 2,125 global ratings, gave it 5 stars.
Global? These are global?
Well,
what's global?
Basically anything you can buy on Amazon is available where the internet is.
If a group of Italians got these chips, they wouldn't really know what to do with them because jalapeno does not exist. So I'm curious.
Well, maybe they're trying to broaden their horizons.
I'm going to bring these chips to Italy and just influence a nation. I honestly think
You
that, I mean,
personally,
you can just
no Italian has had a jalapeno before,
okay.
is what you're
Oh,
saying.
oh my God, I'm coming off as a bad human. I honestly like, I'm gonna say this because I don't think anyone's gonna steal it. But if I ever open up my own wine bar slash like beer pub hybrid, it's in the works. I like want these tips to be readily available, like as a free, like if you get a round of drinks, like just a bowl of
Hmm.
these, just because I want them to be noticed.
Yeah, I think that is
I
a
just want,
great idea.
yeah, I really will do this.
Yeah, you need to. They deserve their place at the bar with among the bar snacks.
Okay, so let's hear their first review. I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you.
No worries. This is the podcast of interrupting. If it's not you, it's me. Okay, so review number one is from an account called Moochie, Moochie,
The
which is
emoji?
fantastic. Moochie, no, with two O's. Moochie. They gave a 4 out of 5 star. Their review is titled "Enjoyed." Reviewed in the United States on June 8th, 2020. So this was like last year during the pandemic. They said, "Since I love spicy foods, the chips could have been more spicy, but they did live up to the claim of being spicy."
I'm so glad that person, like, they had to get that information out there. The world is a
Yeah, they
better
had
place
to.
because they said that.
It is.
I hope
Okay,
this
next one
person's
is
like
from
12.
what?
I hope like 12-year-olds are using their internet time, their screen time for this kind of content.
To, yeah, their precious screen time. Oh my gosh. Okay, the next one is from Dawn Lysinger. 5 out of 5 stars. Title of review: Good Chips. Reviewed in the United States on February 10th, 2020. A lot of people bought this type of chip last year. I'm looking and it's a lot of
It's because
2020.
everybody went berserk and bought everything, and then they're like, oh, we should have these chips because it's either this or the 700 cans of tomato soup we bought. You know,
Yeah, and all the pasta. Okay, so the day that the pandemic started, like March 12th, it was a Thursday. I was off work that day because I used to work Thursday to Thursday, like 7 days at a time. I was a live in nanny. And that Thursday, I got off work and I was like, fuck, I need to go to the store like ASAP, like literally on my way home from work because everyone has had all week already to
yeah.
fucking stockpile like maniacs. And I was at work, so I couldn't. So I go to the grocery store. I think I went to 2 grocery stores that were like walking distance from my apartment, and both were like so scarce. There was no pasta. It was like slim pickings. I like picked out the most random shit. Luckily, I was able to put together like some pretty good meals. And of course, like we were like, we don't know how long this is going to be for, because like at that time it was 2 weeks and like no one was supposed to leave their house for 2 weeks. So it was like I literally stockpiled enough to eat for like a month probably. But like I got like the most random shit
I
because
know.
the whole store was gone. Okay, anyway,
I'm
I
very
want to read
blessed
these.
too. I didn't leave the house for a month, so I didn't experience that and I didn't see it, and I think it would have scarred me. Because I'm like,
How did you get you
well,
just already
I
had
was
enough
in self-quarantine
groceries?
because I came back from Italy on the 7th of
Right.
March. So I stayed in my house for 2 weeks, and then my mom went to the store. Obviously,
Oh yeah, you were with your
should
parents.
have been quarantining. We didn't know what the hell was happening.
Hmm.
So, and then her restaurant closed, and we got a lot of food from the restaurant because they gave it to the
Oh,
employees.
nice.
So we got
Yeah.
like, a lot of fresh, and we're both vegetarian, so everyone bought all the pasta and all the like the frozen foods, but we like just Laura, she just brought home like potatoes and tons of pumpkins and whatever, and we were just like, well, we're just gonna eat vegetarian like we normally do. So I'm very
Yeah, that's
blessed. I feel
perfect.
like my quarantine experience was a lot easier and just nicer being in California. Like we had nice weather and
Mm-hmm.
Brea is pretty small, so Yeah. Oh, but you weren't in Brea. Sorry about that.
Huh?
You were not in Brea this time last year because you didn't move home until.
Oh, yeah. I was still in New York at this time. I didn't come home, well, I didn't come to California until April, but I self isolated in a hotel room for
Yeah,
two
I
weeks because
remember.
I didn't want to possibly infect
Yeah,
my
I think I
parents.
messaged you and I was like, you're such a badass for taking this upon yourself.
I mean, it was pretty fun, honestly. Like, I love being by myself, so it was kind of like a highlight of one of the highlights of quarantine was being by myself in a hotel room for 2 weeks. But anyway, let's read at least like two or three more of these reviews, and then we gotta wrap it up because
Okay,
we
sorry.
cannot
We're the worst.
keep you from your dinner
I have no plan.
and your chip eating.
That I do want to get back.
Okay, so let's read this review from Dawn. They said, really yummy chips, and that's why I keep buying them, even though they are expensive and a small bag. Wish the price point was a little lower. That is true, Dawn. These chips are, like, especially the Kettle brand.
No. If we bring down the price, then they're like every other chip, and that's not what I want. Dawn.
Well, yes. I think the price point is reflective of the quality.
Yeah.
But as far as chips go, I mean, the facts are facts. They are more expensive.
They're also
but I think it's
an Oregon
sometimes worth it.
I'm pretty sure. And like in my brain, I'm like, okay, this price, if it's paying for more sick days for its employees, like we'll 100% pay it. But I don't know if every age group believes in that. So perhaps that's where
Well, and some people just can't afford a $5 bag of chips, So it's like, I totally agree that, like, I think they probably are pricing their product to, like, keep the standards of their company, which I think is great. And that's why it's makes sense for it to be that price. But some people just can't, they're going to be like, okay, well, let me get the...
like Ruffles or like Lay's. I don't know.
Well, I got a bag, so I got this bag on sale. It's an 8-ounce bag, and I got 2 for $5 was the sale. And this bag of Kettle chips that I'm reviewing I'm looking at the reviews right now is 5 ounces for $3.
Okay, well,
so the same price that I paid for.
People know that.
What?
You gotta buy in bulk.
Okay, we're not going to criticize people's shopping habits right now.
No, it's okay.
Not everyone can buy in bulk. If you live in New York, Tana, when I was living in New York, 100%. I could not buy in bulk.
Okay, I absolutely understand. I am 100% wrong. I love
No, you're not wrong.
No, I do. No, I understand.
I'm just defending Dawn.
I understand that I can't buy in bulk, but I'm saying if she's obviously buying things on Amazon, I think you have the option of buying in bulk. So come talk to me.
Well, do you know what? Dawn was just trying to buy one 5-ounce bag. They still gave 5 stars. I keep saying she, but Dawn could be a boy too. Or
you're saying that. Anyway, I thought she was saying like me and my husband or me and my wife or something.
No, I'm just trying.
I love when couples like morph into this like union of.
Like when couples have like one Facebook account.
We got it done. Like you didn't get it done together. You had your hair, and they had their hair.
Okay, I want to read 2 more of these reviews, and then we gotta get out of here. Okay, the next one is from a reviewer just named A, which I think is very mysterious. It's like very pretty Little Liars. Yeah. They gave 4 out of 5 stars and said, so good. Not a fan of flavored chips, but these are pretty addictive and aren't full of distressing ingredients. I love that they get distressed at, like, I'm assuming, like, chemicals. Okay, and the last one we're going to read is from Zach M. 5 out of 5 stars. Wonderful flavor. Their spiciest chip. love the flavor of this one. So Zach M has obviously tried multiple Kettle brand potato chips because he's saying it's like their spiciest one.
Oh, Zach.
Wow. I love reading reviews.
That is so funny. There's just so much behind the curtain on these reviews.
Tana, I think you need to write a review.
Oh, no. I don't think I'm there in my life yet. I don't think my thoughts need to be shared with anyone.
But I feel like you feel so strongly about this chip. Like, so specifically, like, you don't even eat potato chips, but you eat these. Like, that's a pretty compelling argument for the eating of these chips, I'd say.
Yeah, that's very true. I am a very good writer. I think I would rather just talk to a human.
Just
say, those chips are really good.
Just word of mouth only.
Not believe me. I'm really like minimizing my screen time. Also,
that's smart. Yeah.
I know that's not true. I watch stupid television like no one's business, but in a social media way, I guess.
Yeah.
Plus, I'll just go down the rabbit hole of reviews.
Well, I guess then it's an honor to have you give your review and opinion here at Snacktime. Tana, thank you so much for coming back to Snacktime today. It has been such a pleasure, as always. Snackers, thank you so much for listening. If you like what you heard here, make sure you're following us wherever you listen to this, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, youtube.com/MarnoFoShow, because yes, you can listen on there. Make sure you're also following us at Snacktime Pod on Instagram so you get all the updates of when new episodes come out, when we do Snacktime Lives. I don't know why we're saying we, because it's just me, myself, and I. And obviously my guests, but my guests.
Everything's inclusive.
Everything's inclusive. But yeah. Make sure you're doing all the things, and I hope you eat something yummy today, and you have a good day. And Tana, any last words, thoughts, opinions?
Sure, I'm just, as always, so blessed that you had me on, and our friendship has continued to blossom, and I'm just stoked. I just think you're a cool gal, and I think I'm a cool gal.
I think you're a cool gal too.
Just stop talking. I can't.
Okay, well, I'll talk to you next time. What?
You're an awesome human. That's my Amazon review.
Awesome human too.
Two emoji thumbs up for these chips.
Oh my god. Okay, we're getting out of here. Snackers, thanks for being here. Peace, love, blessings. See you next time at Snack Time. Bye.